Hello Runeterrans! Some days ago I asked you for some help for my future dungeon speculation video, and there were two regions really standing out, Mount Targon and Bilgewater. So today I want to dive in a dungeon located between the slopes and crevices of Mount Targon. I know, you all want to go on the top of Mount Targon, but I would like to save this for a future raid series. So if you like these speculation videos, please like and subscribe if you want to support this content. With that out of the way, let's enter the Veiled Temple. But first we need some background story. What is the Veiled Temple and why would we need to invade it? The Veiled Temple, also known as MARUS OMEGNUM, a Lunari temple fortress located for the majority of the time inside the spirit realm. During special lunar events, the temple phases into the physical realm and shows up on Mount Targon. Lunari from across the mountain gather every new cycle, emerging from hiding to witness the balance of power shift as celestial cycles in the heavens turned. Last time, the fortress accepted only one occupant. The final time the temple merged in the physical realm, Alun went inside of it. The temple houses shrines where Alun can commune with the celestial creatures to empower Lunari moon weapons and send them to Aphelios. But before I go further in the story, I need to mention another faction, the Solari. The Solari are hunting the Lunari for ages. They want to eradicate all the evidence of the Lunari. The Solari see the Lunari as heretics. So there could be an interesting dynamic in the dungeon we are about to encounter. First of all, through quest lines we choose a path. Or we help the Lunari, or we can choose to help the Solari. These factions are so embedded in Mount Targon that I think as players we will need to make a choice which faction we join. So the dungeon would have two different versions. If we choose Lunari, we have to defend and cleanse the temple from invading Rahorak and Rakor. If we choose to help the Solari, we have to invade the temple and disrupt the rituals Alun is performing in the spirit realm. This would create a very interesting dynamic between the two factions and the perspective we experience as the players. So with that in mind, I will go further with the attackers as the Solari and the defenders as the Lunari. There are some very interesting champions we could be allied with. Obviously, if we are the Solari, we will be guided by Leona. If you are bonding with the Lunari, Diana and Aphelios coordinates the defending party to repel the invaders. A very interesting and cool mechanic could be that the dungeon is only available certain hours of the day. For example, when the sunset appears on the server. There would be a stairway opening up to the spirit realm and the portal opens up. But before we enter, we could encounter enemy players from the opposite faction. So the entrance of the dungeon could be a PvP battlefield. We slaughter the enemy players and we can finally enter the Veiled Temple. Because it's in theory the territory of the Lunari, I'm going to cover the Lunari point of view first. As Lunari, we find out that the temple has been invaded and attacked by the Solari. We enter the portal together with Diana and Aphelios. First enemies we encounter are Solari soldiers. They fight with shield and spear and they rush towards the party members with powerful spear attacks. Next enemy we encounter are the Solari shield bearers. They are very hard to deal with because they have an impenetrable shield, so the players need to get around the shield to do damage. If we do manage to kill them, we go further in the temple. Solari priestesses are channeling sun energy. We have to interrupt them before they complete the ritual. If the priestesses can complete the ritual, they revive all the Solari soldiers, and they swarm us. If we manage to interrupt the rituals and kill off the Solari priestesses, we encounter the Solari Sun Forger. He imbues his weapon with the power of the sun. If we manage to kill him, we encounter the end boss Ravun. Ravun is the military leader of the Rahorak. He has powerful defensive abilities and has the ability to stun players with rays of sunlight. Fighting with his imbued burning spear in hand, It's a good choice to bring some fire resist items in this fight. Eventually, with the help of Diana and Aphelios, we managed to defeat Ravun. We managed to get to the main altar where Alun is holding off Leona from trespassing the altar grounds. Aphelios fights off Leona with the help of the party members. We managed to hit the final blow to Leona when Diana interrupts us and let Leona escape the temple grounds. So we had the Lunari point of view. Let's go now to the Solari point of view. With Leona at our side, we managed to invade the temple and we are immediately faced with Lunari Duskbringers. They are fast and agile, empowered by the fragrance of dusk petals. They poison our teammates. Next up, we have Lunari Shade Stalkers dropping upon us. They attack from the shadows, so we have to spot them and kill them off. On we go and we encounter a pool with a Lunari priestess performing a ritual to summon powerful guardians. We try to interrupt the ritual, but it's too late. We kill her off, but she summons the Crescent Guardians, powerful defenders of the sacred temple grounds. If we manage to kill the guardians, we get to the first boss called the Moondreamer. The Moondreamer is a powerful enemy who is studying the constellations, and she has the ability to summon the power of the constellations and fight for her. If we manage to deal with this powerful boss, we get interrupted by Cygnus, the Moonstalker, also known as military leader of the Lunari. He defends the Lunari temple with his life, together with his Duskbringers. Cygnus and his team is very agile and we need to use stun abilities to make them not disappear in the darkness. As we manage to kill the last standing force of the Lunari, we arrive at the main altar of the temple. We start a fight against Alun, but in the middle of the fight we get interrupted by Aphelios and Diana. We have to fight Aphelios and Diana, but eventually they overpower us. Aphelios is going to give us the final blow, but Diana interrupts Aphelios and let us flee together with Leona from the temple back into reality. So, in the end, Leona and Diana still have a story to tell. I think it would fit the story, and there is still a lot of room for development of the story. All the main champions are still alive and kicking. Personally, I would love to see these different perspectives into the game so that we can experience different experiences from the same dungeon. Also, the PvP aspect would be a cool mechanic to support the players who love player versus player content. Anyway, these were my ideas and imagination running a bit wild. But I'm more interested in what you would like to see realized as a dungeon in the Riot MMO. Leave a comment down below and maybe your dungeon ID will be covered in my next dungeon series video. Again, if you liked this video and want to see more in the future, a quick like and subscribe could help this channel a lot. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.